Welcome back to Aseannewsroom.
Yes. Fitch stresses in Thailand need for high consumer spending. Investment Thailand Fitch Ratings is hopeful and that the transition in governments will go smoothly and create a climate conducive to brisk consumer spending and investment. A peaceful transfer of power should reduce political risk, which has been a significant negative factor in Thailand's country rating since 2006. Vincent Milton, managing director of the Thai office, said yesterday. The prolonged turmoil resulted in a downgrade in the country's ratings in April 2009, so a material easing in political risk could be a rating positive for Thailand, he said. Sustained political stability is likely to help improve consumer and business confidence and lead to higher investment and overall economic growth. A strong financial and corporate sector, the government's fiscal stabilization, and the country's strong external finances are key rating strengths for Thailand. However, concerns remain over the possible impacts on inflation from the new government's fiscal stance in light of spending programs, which include a hike in the minimum daily wage to 300 baht. He added. A Bank of Thailand official played down the impact on inflation, saying it should be minimal since a nationwide increase was unlikely. Milton noted that Fitch would need to see the details on the new government's fiscal and broader economic programs to see how this would affect inflation. Brokers added that the government's policy should spur investment and consumption, and this would drive demand for loans. The BOT's Monetary Policy Committee will meet on July 13th, next Wednesday, to decide whether the policy rate should be raised from 3%. Several securities houses have been predicting further tightening, while the central bank expects a mild impact on inflation if the minimum wage is raised to 300 baht as promised by the Pheu Thai party, as the increase would be likely, incremental. Mati Supapong, Senior Director of the Central Bank's Domestic Economy Department, acknowledged a one-time bump up in wages nationwide would fan inflation fiercely, but the policy is pending negotiations with all parties, including employers. However, it is difficult to implement and the new government is likely to take gradual steps, he said. Normally, a wage adjustment proposal would need to pass a tripartite committee with representatives from the government, employers, and employees. The central bank wants to see the incoming government speed up investment in infrastructure projects to help advance the country's development and economic expansion. While some Pheu Thai members have said the BOT should keep interest rates low, Mati said it was also the central bank's duty to control inflation at a level that matches long-term economic expansion.
The Federation of Thai Industries has voiced opposition to the incoming Pheu Thai-led government plan to increase the minimum wage to 300 baht per day. The chairman of Khon Kaen Federation of Industries stated the incoming government should review its policy to raise the daily minimum wage to 300 baht, as manufacturers would not be able to carry the added labor cost. Witthun Kamon Narimet added that industrial plants might have to close down or move their production bases to other countries if the Pheu Thai carries on with its wage hike policy. Ms. Witthun admitted that manufacturers were truly worried about the 300 baht a day policy championed by the Pheu Thai party. He said no other country in the region had a policy for the same daily wage level nationwide. The daily minimum wage should be set in line with the living costs of each province, which varies. The current minimum wage in Khon Kaen is 169 baht a day. If it is raised to 300 baht, the increase would be about 90%. No manufacturer could bear such a sharp increase in labor costs, and they would have no option but to lay off workers, stop operations, or transfer their production bases elsewhere. Therefore, Witthun suggested that this policy should be reviewed. The private sector would also meet soon, discuss the issue, and reach for a solution. He said that outside the industrial sector, the negative impact of this policy would also be felt by ordinary people, civil servants, and employees of other private firms. They would face higher prices for consumer goods, which would rise in line with the increased daily wage.
Anuson Sangimnuan, president of Bangchak Petroleum, is opposed to a proposal to replace the oil fund with a strategic oil reserve system to stabilize domestic oil prices. His comment followed the incoming Pheu Thai government's plan to overhaul the national energy management system. Pheu Thai, which has won the mandate to form the new government, is planning to abolish the oil fund system, which has been used in the past decade to stabilize domestic oil and gas prices. Prasert Bunsamphan, CEO of PTT, said any policy change must be carried out carefully because there will be significant impacts on users and the overall energy sector. Palin Chuchot Thawan, Chief Operating Officer of PTT's petrochemical and gas business, said the new government should consider setting up a strategic oil reserve to ensure energy security and help stabilize domestic oil prices. The strategic oil reserve needs about $3 billion in the initial stage, said Palin, adding that a portion of the Bank of Thailand's international reserve can also be used to invest in oil reserves in addition to foreign currencies, gold, and other assets. Palin said the oil reserve system is more effective in managing the national energy policy after the oil fund is abolished. The oil fund has run out of money after spending more than 20 billion baht to subsidize domestic diesel prices since last year.
And now we have our special reports by Kun Vichitra Dongdi on the US celebrate its 235th birthday.